welcome back to Rating the List, where we review, discuss, and reimagine popular movie lists objectively. We're your hosts. I'm Jerry.
And I'm Brad. And on this episode, we're continuing on our top 10 horror movies, and this is number 5, Rosemary's Baby.
All right, Rosemary's Baby, released in 1968, directed by Roman Polanski, starring Mia Farrow and John Cassavetes. The synopsis for the IMDb synopsis for this film is as follows. A young couple trying for a baby moves into an aging, ornate apartment building on Central Park West, where they find themselves surrounded by peculiar neighbors. I mean, that's really taking it mildly.
Right. So basically, all the neighbors are Satanists.
Yes, and they're in a cult.
Right.
A little coven.
Yeah.
So the great thing about this movie is it is a slow burn where things are just kind of peeling back and you're getting little bits of what's happening.
You get gaslit along with Mia Farrow.
Yes.
The whole time. There's stuff going on, and they make her out to look like she's
crazy,
absolutely nuts. And you're like, no, what's going on here? Like, why are they especially her husband? Like, the neighbors are the neighbors. Like, the neighbors right off are a little off, and you're kind of with her when she's like, these people are weird, but he's like really into like being their friend and all that, and she's just like, I'm not really cool with these people.
Yeah, like they're kind of weird. I don't know.
They're really like intrusive in our relationship, and I don't like that. And
she is by herself in this apartment quite a bit.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time, like he's off, like having this career, right?
He's an actor on the stage, and she is kind of left to renovate this older apartment. And you kind of get the impression that they didn't really have a conversation about her kind of being the general contractor.
Yeah, like
of their
she's
apartment.
doing everything herself.
Like they kind of bought this place, and then it was like, oh, there's a lot of work. So like anyone who's ever bought a home, there's about 1 million more things involved with it than you think there are. Even when you go into it with completely open eyes.
Yeah, she was working hard.
She was doing lots of stuff.
She was doing lots of stuff, trying to make it great.
Plus, at the same time, they've been talking about whether to have children or not, and it sounds like they've had some fertility issues. And then all of a sudden, this really, really big part kind of falls into his lap because like the other guy goes blind, I think. Is that right?
Something like that.
Something really off.
So his career takes off, and
then it's like, we should have a baby because now we can really afford it. Mm-hmm. And they start trying, and it's not really working.
And then there's this weird sequence in this movie, like super weird. You're like, what's happening?
Like everyone kind of knows that they're trying to have a baby, and they're trying to give advice, and the older neighbors that that he's really like attached himself to, but she thinks are intrusive and weird. They come over with hot chocolate. Mm-hmm. And they're really like pushing
the hot chocolate.
And you're like, it's just hot chocolate.
Yeah, what's your glitch? Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, she doesn't like the taste of it. It's kind of chalky or whatever, and kind of says, I don't want it, and she kind of gets peer pressured into drinking a little bit more of it. She kind of then gets a little dizzy and kind of passes out, and then you have what kind of seems like it's maybe a dream sequence where like everyone's naked in her room, and her husband kind of posing as the devil is having sex with her while all these people watch. Mm-hmm. And then like the next day she's like covered up in scratches, and
she's like, what the hell happened?
And he basically kind of has to cop to the fact that he raped her. I mean, she did, he kind of, she was passed out and he had sex with her. So
yeah, and then they make a baby.
And then all of a sudden she happens to be pregnant.
Yeah.
And
the pregnancy is very weird. She's like,
instead of gaining weight, she's losing weight.
And she's like craving like human blood. And she's like, what is going
Super
on?
Gone. Her skin's bad.
And she's trying to get people to help her. And nobody is helping her.
Right.
Because they all are acting like she's crazy.
Right.
And so she's just, you know, beside herself. She doesn't know what to do. She's like, so, you know...
She's alone.
She's alone. She can't turn to anybody. Everybody is against her. It's really like I said, it's pulling little pieces of the puzzle, putting them in place very slowly.
There's no jump scares in this.
No jump scares.
It's just a pull of the thread.
Yes.
And it get over time, the whole thing just by the end of the movie, the whole thing's unraveled.
And I have to say, like, I think I've said this before, like, we just don't have the guts anymore to end movies like this. We just don't.
Yeah, so basically what ends up happening is it's revealed that, you know, she's having Satan's baby, basically.
He traded their baby for success.
Yes, he traded their baby for success and the ability for them to have future children.
Yes.
Between the two of them.
Correct.
And instead of being able to walk, you know, she's going to walk away, but her maternal instincts kind of take over when she hears the baby crying, and the movie ends with her holding the baby. So it's like,
is she taking care of it?
Is she going to take care of it? What's going to, like, you know, does she have to kind of, you know, if you can't beat them, join them kind of situation? So what exactly is going to happen? It's left on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So, you know, at the end of the movie, you really don't know exactly what happened. It's completely left up to your interpretation as to what she ultimately does. Does she ultimately leave? Does she agree to stay behind with the baby and just take care of the baby? Or does she just, you know, if you can't beat them, join them, where she just kind of joins them and kind of agrees, hey, you know what? Yeah, I had to give, you know, Satan a baby, but that means, you know, we'll be able to have our own family and, you know, success.
Would you want to have a family with a man who...
Well, I mean, that's what the interpretation is like, you know, she's completely disillusioned at this point. She's spat in his face.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get to the point where you want to spit in someone's face,
it's over.
It's probably over.
Mia Farrow is phenomenal in this movie.
John Cassavetes is really good too.
You're like right there with her the whole time, concerned about her, like going, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Very suspenseful. Yeah, I mean, this is a classic. I don't think this movie would ever get old. I think they remade it.
I don't think so.
No? Mm-mm. I thought they did.
No.
Okay.
I'm surprised no one has, because, you know,
every good thing gets remade.
Well, any chance you can to wipe Roman Polanski off the map, you kind of try to do.
Yeah.
He's infamous for not being able to set foot into the United States because he has an open warrant for child abuse, basically. He was found in a hot tub with a 13, 14-year-old girl.
There we are. Again. And another one.
I mean, I have... It's a strange thing because I do have sympathy for him because Sharon Tate was his wife.
Oh, yeah.
And she was one of the victims of the Manson family.
She was pregnant at the time, right?
Yeah, if you've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you know, she's depicted by Margot Robbie and Quentin Tarantino's revisionist history of that event. Yeah. But, you know, she was brutally murdered. So, you know, he's probably pretty screwed up, but at the same time, I don't care how screwed up you are, you know, 13-year-old girl is a 13-year-old girl and you're a grown-ass man. So he continues to make movies. All of his movies, you know, since... was it 1975, I think, was when he was indicted. Every movie he's made since then has been shot overseas. And, you know, there are people that continue to work with him, but what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that happens a lot in Hollywood. So what are you gonna do? Yeah. Yeah. So if you have not seen Rosemary's Baby, you should really watch it, especially if you're a horror fan. A lot of the horror genre, when it comes to the devil, I think was based, or at least a inspiration. This movie was an inspiration for people.
Yeah, the subtle devil.
Yes, I mean, it wasn't in your face.
You really, honestly, you really only see him for about 10 seconds.
Yeah, in the rape scene.
In the sex scene, and it's done in such a way that, you're
like, wait, what was that?
Yeah, and it's almost like, it's just like a flash.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, what did I just see? And what just happened? And then, the rest of the movie, she's kind of wondering what the hell happened.
And now she's pregnant.
And then she's pregnant, and then, eventually finds out, wow, I really was the devil, give me the business.
Yeah. Yeah, so please watch this movie. It's an oldie but a goodie. Some seriously good horror movies came out of the 1960s, I have to say.
70s, yeah.
And early 70s. So please watch Rosemary's Baby. If you have comments, if you've seen this movie, want to tell us how you feel about it, please do so in the comments. Our dogs are going crazy right now. If you would like to leave us a personal note, please email us at ratingthelist@gmail.com. But for now, I'm Jerry.
I'm Brad.
And we're Rating the List. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.